Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raihan Osri. Today I will explain my material is semantic. Semantic, the study of the word meaning and sentence meaning abstracted away from context of use descriptive subject. It is an attempt to describe and understand subject. It is an attempt to describe and understand the nature of the knowledge about meaning and the language that people have from knowing the language. Basic term of semantic. A. Absolute. A property or expression, particularly an adjective that denotes a property, is absolute if the having of that property is on or non-affair. For example, in mathematics, an integer is either odd or even, and one cannot say that 3 is just little odd. It is opposed to relative but also called scalar or gradable properties like pure, poor, or the peculiar sense of odd, which can be had to different degrees, as in that statue looks very odd. B. Abstract. The term abstract it is used in semantics in two different ways. In one sense, abstracts refer to concepts that are not concrete, that is, entities or experience that cannot be perceived through the sense. Such as truth, non-simplicity, superset, or merit. Sometimes, abstract is also used in a sense that does not contrast with concrete, but rather refer to representation of concepts that are very general schematic that is not specific in rich detail. In this sense, the concept physical object is more abstract than cup and movement is more abstract than running. C. Affect. Affect or affective meaning, following the physiological use of the term, refer to the emotional attitude expressed through language as opposed to denotative meaning. This can be expressed through lexical or grammatical choice, or through paralinguistic means such as intonation, pause, or body language. D. Argument. In proposition or sentence, semantic argument are the participant in the event or state expressed by the predicate. For example, an event of stroking involves two participants, the entity that struck and the entity that is struck, and therefore in Samantha struck her kitten. Samantha and kitten are the two arguments of struck. Predicates vary in the number of arguments they require in order to form a complete proposition. For instance, while struck require two arguments, pure require only one. The entity doing the pouring C valency. Within sentence proposition, arguments play particular roles called semantic roles. Type of meaning. Literal. Language that means exactly what it says. For example, the pain in my side was temporarily running to store it again breathe soon. Easy example of literal meaning. The comedian died on the stage. In the literal meaning, the comedian actually died. In the figurative meaning, the comedian struggled to make the audience laugh. We will all be in the same boat. In the literal meaning, all people will be in a boat. In the figurative meaning, they will be facing the same issues. I had thrown a proposal out. In the literal meaning, the proposal paper was physically thrown out the room. In the figurative meaning, the proposal was dismissed, but the proposal paper stayed in the room. More sample of literal meaning. The literal meaning of a word contrasts with any figurative meaning. Remember that figurative language is the used word in unusual or imaginative manner. John managed to escape the wolf. In the literal meaning, John succeeded in getting away from some real wolf. In the figurative meaning, he may have avoided a verbal bashing from aggressive colleagues at a meeting. The literary meaning of a word also contrasts with any additional meaning in not be the original meaning. Can I play outside, Grandma? You can, dear, but you are not allowed. Here, Grandma is taking the word can. It is original literal sense. To mean to have the ability to the grandchild use can it. More recently developed additional meaning of may or to have permission to. Figurative. Language that does not mean exactly what it says. You must make an inference, use smile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, and more to describe something. Often by comparison, for example, the cavity of my lung get hollow and empty. I will never be able to fill them again. 5 common type of figurative language with example. 1. Simile. Simile confers to different things using the word like or as to draw attention to the comparison. The very mastery of him excited her curiosity like a door that had neither lock nor key. Margaret Mitchell, gone with the wine, he swung a great scimitar before which Spaniard went down like weed to the river sickle. Raphael Sabatini, the sea hawk. 2. Metaphora. Metaphora compare two different things similar to a simile. The main difference between a simile and a metaphor is that metaphor do not use the word like or as, unlike some simile metaphor that knowledge that they are comparison determined either might mistake them for reality which made them more figurative and poetic. The sun was together instantly refusing to go to bed. Was but 8:30 and still light. John Green, the fall in our star are religion and science are branches of the same tree, Albert Einstein of my latter year. 3. Personification. Personification is giving human characteristic to non-human or abstract thing. This could be physical attribute, the eye of needle, emotional attribute, a singularness shoe, or human action. A lip dancing in the wine because I could not stop for the date. It kindly stopped for me, the carry held but just our shape and immortality. Emily Dixon, because I could not stop for the date. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once a while, you call miss it. John Hughes, Ferris Bueller, Day Shop. Hyperbole is a great aggression, often unrealistic to add emphasis to sentiment. If you are especially busy, you might say, I have many things to do. If you are bored, you might say, I have nothing to do. Neither are actually true, but the phrasing makes the statement more emphatic. There was no hurry, for there was nowhere to go, nothing to buy and no money to buy it with, nothing to see outside the boundaries and my come country. Happily, to kill a mockingbird, I had everything in the heaven on the earth. I had many things in the hell, how then? And I met Edgar Allan Poe, the Telltale Heart. 5. Allusion. Allusion is reference to existing person, work, event, or well-known piece of pop culture. Allusion generally relate to common knowledge, so no explanation is necessary. The camera has own kind of the consciousness. In the lens of the Garden of Eden, itself will be become ever so slightly too perfect. Arthur Miller Time Benz. Alive, a fair kryptonite is slaughter. Rachel Good's Slaying Dragon. Denotative. Denotative meaning in the meaning corresponding to the result of observation according to sight, smell, hearing, feeling, or other experience. This denotative meaning consent objective factual information. Therefore, the meaning denotation often referred as meaning actually child 1994. As previously mentioned, denotative meaning is literal, explicit dictionary definition of word. Here are our sample denotative meaning. Jacob ate pancake with some apple and different topping. Monica was green dress for the summer ball. She looked beautiful. A snake entered the villa while I was eating with my family. Ever, green, and snake are words used with denotative meaning. There are no hidden meanings. In the first sentence, the word offer referred to fruit with red or green skin. In the second sentence, the word green refers to the color between blue and yellow in the color spectrum. In the third sentence, the word snake refers to the long, venomous reptile. ve- venomous reptile, but all these words can also have connotative meaning if they are placed in a different context. Mike is the apple of my eye. In this case, the word apple is used by the speaker to describe someone they truly cherish and are extremely fond of. I'm green with envy because Ella met my favorite singer. In this case, the word green is used metaphorically to describe a feeling of envy. So she told me not to trust Trump because she is snake. In this case, the word snake refers to somebody evil and untrustworthy. Connotative. Connotative meaning is not specific to language, but it's shared by other communicative systems such as visual art and music. Connotative meaning is very special compared with a conceptual, meaning it that connotations are relatively unstable. That is, that very considerable as we have seen according to the culture, historical period, and the experience of individual. Also, it is too simple to suggest that all speakers of a particular language speak exactly the same language. It can be assumed as a principle without with a communication through that language will not be possible. On the whole, they share the same conceptual framework, just as they share approximately the same syntax. Example of connotative in literature in the following example. 1. William Shakespeare, Hamlet. When Hamlet confronts in his love interest Ophelia with his suspicion of where her loyalties lie, he tells her, get the two on to a nunnery. In one way, Hamlet is telling Ophelia to go live alive forever in convent. However, in Elizabethan times, nunnery was also slang for brothel. Shakespeare chose this word for "bath" its literal meaning and its negative connotative to add an extra layer of meaning to Hamlet's words. Just Orwell Animal Farm. In Orwell's classic novel, animals are assigned to role according to their societal connotative. For example, pigs are the actor figure while sheep are the questioning follower. Sentence word meaning and speaker meaning. Sentence mean that P in community C there is some convention established among the member of C that the author is to mean that P or the speaker meaning utterance is P. When the speaker means that P in uttering A, P said to be the speaker meaning or the accession meaning of the interaction of what it said mean is expression meaning or timeless meaning. Grace expression or linguistic meaning or the semantic value of if in uttering sentence the zone mean that ZB is true, then the speaker meaning of the turn of the what John herself mean and the expression meaning what the sentence she utter mean completely coincide. John mean just exactly what the sentence he used utter. So the conclusion is, based on the explanation in the very first chapter, we can conclude that semantic is a branch of linguistics that studies the meaning of word and sentence. Knowledge of grammar or linguistics reflect one language ability. There are several basic terms in semantics, including absolute, abstract, affect, and argument. And there is also some type of the meaning. There are literal, figurative, denotative, and connotative. In this discussion above, it is also mentioned that there is difference between sentence or word meaning and speaker meaning. So I think that's all my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.